Paloma. Still got people joining. So I'm going to give it like 30 more seconds and then we're going to jump into it. You know what? Whilst we're waiting, why don't I show everybody a magic trick? How about that? How does that sound?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I've been working on my magic. And the good thing about this is that if it goes wrong, everybody's going to love it. And if it goes right, everyone's going to love it as well. It's equally as enjoyable, whether it goes right or wrong. So I'm putting myself out here now, guys. This may go completely wrong, but it does include everybody. Everybody can do this. So I'm going to do this with Jam, just because he's the one on my screen right now. So Jam, regular pack of cards, right? I'm going to start shuffling these cards, and I want you to tell me when to stop shuffling the cards, okay? Let me put my camera on me so that I can see what everyone else is seeing, for now at least. So tell me when to stop shuffling, Jam.
Stop.
Okay. So now I'm going to turn away. You're going to have to trust that I can't see, okay? I'm going to turn away and I'm going to flip these cards like this.
But hold on, there's a mirror behind you. There's a mirror
There's
behind
no mirror. I can't see anything there. There's nothing I can't see there. Right? I'm looking this way, okay?
Cheating.
So I'm going to flip these cards, Jam, and I want you to say stop when you're ready, okay? I'm going to do it slowly. You tell me when. I can't see. My face is like this. Okay, you ready? You say stop.
Stop.
Okay. So this is your card. Can you see that? I can't see the screen, so can everyone see that?
That's fine. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm going to put it on top of the deck, okay? Nice and safe. Now, Jam, I want you and the rest of the attendees to really focus and visualize that card because I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to get it, okay? Everyone think about it. Okay, so now I'm going to start shuffling it back into the deck, okay? I want you to tell me when to stop shuffling. You ready?
Stop.
I know this isn't the best shuffle. Okay, stopped. Okay. This is a big part. Okay, I'm going to try and guess which one it is. This is the hardest thing. It could be a few. I had a few coming to my mind, to be honest with you. But hopefully I'll find out which one it is. Okay, I think I'm ready. I want everybody to tell me, was this the card?
Of
Yeah?
course.
Was this the card? No.
Nope.
Oh, everyone's in the chat saying no. Okay, I'm going to try something. Magic. What about that one?
Hey.
Another card? Woo! There we go. Whoa. Shows up.
That is magic.
Okay, let's start the webinar then, guys. Hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome to a very, very special webinar. This is ways to use Wakelet outside of the classroom. So I know lots of the different webinars that we've done in the past, and a lot of the content we put out is really educator focused. And hopefully after this webinar, you'll feel inspired to use it outside the classroom, because I'm sure many of you are using it inside the classroom and for education. So hopefully after this, you'll feel inspired to use it outside the classroom for your own personal use and generally just to have some fun, because we love having fun at the Wakelet family. So as usual, you've already introduced yourselves in the chat, so that's amazing. Make some new friends, and please, please, please ask as many questions as you like about Wakelet or anything else. We'll try and get through all of your questions towards the end of the webinar too. And as we go along, you'll probably feel quite inspired after the stuff that we show you. So please share all of your ideas with us, ways that you think you're going to be using Wakelet outside the classroom from today going on, because there's nothing like too many ideas. So joining me today, as you've probably seen, is Jam, the founder of Wakelet, and James, who takes care of the Wakelet community. I'm sure many of you know him. And we'll be showing you some awesome ways that you can use Wakelet outside of the classroom. It's a fun webinar, it's lighthearted. We want you to have a really, really good time. And remember, ask as many questions as you can, because we will try and get to all of them towards the end. So without further ado, Jam, do you want to kick us off?
Yeah, so firstly, thank you so much for joining. It's so nice to see so many people on the webinar. We love you all, and thanks for all your feedback and your support, and we'll keep doing everything we can to kind of improve Wakelet and take it forward. So as Misbah said, there's a lot of people that are using Wakelet for a lot of education purposes, and it's amazing. We've seen so many different use cases. I think Misbah's putting something together at the moment, which is like the 100 ways to use Wakelet in education. And I think there's so many other ways we can kind of do that. But before I kind of like get into stuff outside education, I just wanted to show you a few things that basically people were using Wakelet for in education. So I'm just going to share my screen. I mean, this is one of my cool use cases. You can see people in the education space like Harvard. They've been basically using Wakelet to talk about stuff throughout the crisis, but they've also been using Wakelet to kind of like create stories around their MBA students. So this is basically personal style stories. Apart from stuff to do with Harvard Business School, obviously from an education point of view, Brandy Reams, using it as a way to kind of help parents and students stay up to date with information and learning during this pandemic, but also just generally during the different class sessions. So whether it's weekly newsletters, whether it's events, reading resources, etc. And finally, before I get off the education topic, stuff like basically the WHO, who's basically using Wakelet during the pandemic to kind of like collect all the different research on the COVID-19 pandemic and kind of share it with people. So it's all embedded here, very systematically, very easily on the website. Okay, so enough of the educational part, even though I'd love to talk to you for hours on it. I think this whole podcast and basically this whole webinar is all about different uses. Okay, so what I'm going to do before I get into kind of showing you different use cases, I want to explain to you why I created Wakelet in the first place. So, and to do this, I'm just going to jump into this document here. So before Wakelet, I was working at Airbus, the aircraft company. And one day when I was searching on the internet for content, I started to save the different URLs into a Word document. So this is exactly how it looked. And over a period of time, I started to add more links and more links and more links to the Word document. So it began to grow and grow and grow. And then I wanted a way to share all this content very quickly and very visually with people. And I was thinking, how would I do this? So I can go and create a website, but that's not really feasible because I wanted to do this for other topics. I can go and create a blog, but I didn't really want to create a blog because I don't really want to keep updating the blog and doing different things on the blog. So that's really when the idea came. It was like, how can we allow anybody to take links like this from the internet and just very quickly put them all together in a very systematic and simplistic way? So the same document that you've seen before now looks like this on Wakelet. So this is exactly the same document. And you can see the Wakelet collections. There's 5 public collections. If I clicked on the presentations and videos, you can see all the links beautifully organized. You can add your own text, you can record video, you can upload PDF files, and you can do all sorts of cool things. Okay, so that's kind of the reason why I kind of created Wakelet. Now, apart from Airbus, I had the same issue at university with organizing research, and I had the same issue when I was traveling around the world. And hence, I've got so many different ways I'm using Wakelet, both publicly and privately. So I'm going to dive into a few of them now. Okay, so the most basic use case of Wakelet is just as a bookmarking site. And I do bookmark a lot of stuff. So sometimes I'm basically browsing around the internet, even I'm on my phone in the morning, and I find an article that I want to keep or a video I want to keep. And all I'll do on this occasion is I'll just press the browser extension or the share extension, and I'll just save it into my bookmarks. I don't really want to store it anywhere at the moment on Wakelet inside a collection because I don't have a home for it. So now if I head over to my bookmarks and click on bookmarks, you can see here that I've got 991 bookmarks that are not in a collection. So they're not organized. They're literally not in a collection. I've not organized them. So these are things that I might organize one day. I might want to come back to them at some stage, but they're not necessarily organized. And then this is the collections area. So in this space, now I've got content that I have found, I have structured, I've carefully kind of arranged it together for different reasons. So let's start with my home workouts. I love the gym and I've not been able to do too much at the moment. So I've decided to kind of look around YouTube and find a few videos that I can basically spend my time when I've got 5, 10, 20 minutes to kind of keep myself fit. So I've just organized some of my favorite stuff from YouTube, very simply in a nice, simple Wakelet collection. Okay, let's go to a different use case. I love the feedback that I see from you guys on Wakelet. So as I see beautiful feedback, I love to collect the feedback as well. So here, all I've done is I've created a collection from all the wonderful bits of news and feedback that people have been sharing about Wakelet and how they love Wakelet and any feedback on Wakelet. And then me and the team can kind of keep this all in one place. So we can basically use it to do improvements, to show it to other people. So it's quite powerful and quite simple. Also, I love photographs. So, and there's a lot more that we're going to do in this space just because we use Wakelet all the time for so many different things that we see little things that we can improve in the platform itself. So for example, I've got so many photographs on my phone and I decided that I'm going to actually organize my favorite photographs all in a Wakelet collection. And soon I'm going to add some more stuff around it. So I've already started to add maps, but I'm going to be able to add text. I can record bits of video. So I can kind of document my journey like a nice, beautiful scrapbook. So I can always look back at this. Okay, I'm going to jump onto a different user now to show you basically what that looks like. So this is, just get rid of that. This is Phil. And Phil basically likes to use Wakelet for a host of different things. So travel, so he's using it to organize content around where he's been or content around where he wants to go. And then also photography, stuff about the environment and conservation, and about wildlife. So if you click on any of these collections again, he's researched all the bits of content, he's organized it. In this case, it's because he's so interested in this topic and it's quite useful to make it public. So other people who care about the topic can also kind of enjoy it. Okay, Misbah, I'll throw it over to you for a bit and I'll come back with some more ideas after.
Yeah, sure. I think that the reactions that we're having to some of the stuff that you've just shown has been amazing, Jam. I think a lot of people didn't know that they could use Wakelet for a photo album or a scrapbook or things like that. So yeah, that's absolutely fantastic. James, it looks like you're probably going to be up next, but before we do that, Jam, could you just unshare your screen so that James could do it? Unfortunately, oh, there we go. Perfect. So before we do that, let's take a look at some of the comments that people have been said. People love the photo scrapbook idea. I think every time you show that off, Jam, people are like, "Oh my God, I can't believe I could have done this with Wakelet, even though it's so simple." I think the good thing is to just bear in mind that when we do present Wakelet, most of the time we're presented in an educational context. And through webinars like this and through just being part of the community, you get to learn that it's not just education that Wakelet can help you with. So some of the stuff that Jam showed you there, scrapbooks, being able to do passion projects, activism, and way more that we're going to be showing you as well as we go forward. A lot of people are coming up with these amazing ideas of how to use Wakelet. And I love hearing Jam's origin story. I mean, I've heard it like 100 times, but whenever you show the links turn into a Wakelet collection, it's always like, boom, incredible. James, do you want to go through some of your favorite ways that people are using Wakelet outside of the classroom? I know you've got some awesome ones.
Of course. Yeah, of course I can. Firstly, can you hear me okay, Misbah and Jam? My connection's
sounds perfect.
not the best at the minute.
Yeah, we can hear you perfect.
Perfect. Right, I'll go straight into it then. So yeah, thank you. I'm just going to show you a few examples of how I use Wakelet myself, then also kind of a few and examples I've seen on Wakelet that I think you'll really like today. So I really want to show you the photo albums one, but Jan kind of stole that one. That's one of my favorite ways to use Wakelet, kind of having a little scrapbook photo album inside of a collection. But as you can see on my profile here, so you can go ahead and follow me at James Davis. I use Wakelet for a whole host of things. So I'll show you how I use it for kind of publicly at the minute, but privately, same as Jam, I use it for bookmarking. I save my own photos. I save my research in there, save tweets from the community to kind of improve the product, and a whole host of other stuff. But on my public profile, you'll see that I, first and foremost, share resources to educators all around the world using Wakelet. That's how I use it mainly. But then when I am traveling and when I'm allowed to travel again, I will always go back to Wakelet to create a collection on where I'm going to, kind of creating the restaurants that I want to visit, the best to visit, the cuisine, the kind of sites to see, everything to do with that city or place I'm going to. I'll save inside of a collection and then share that with whoever I'm traveling with, whether that's a family member or a friend. So I really, really love Wakelet for that. And you can check out a few of my examples there. And then again, a whole host of other things that I'm big into sports and music. So I'm constantly kind of saving, creating playlists to share with, whether that's Misbah, Jam or Callum and my other friends. And then sports as well, just saving all this good stuff that kind of, if it wasn't kind of saved in Wakelet, it'd get lost. So I use Wakelet to kind of capture all that so I can go and visit that once more. But kind of one thing I'd like to show you right now is, this is a collection I've been working on this week actually. It's my dad's birthday coming up in about 2 weeks' time. I won't reveal his age. He wouldn't want me to do that. But inside the collection, you can see I've just saved all of the present ideas that myself, my mum, and my sister are thinking of getting him. And you can do this for any kind of occasion, whether it's a birthday, whether it's a holiday, like Christmas. Just kind of create your shopping list, whether it's one requesting off someone or it's for someone else as well. So inside of here, I've just split this up into like headings, so gadgets, trainers, and clothing, to then share with my mother and my sister, just so we don't buy the same thing. And inside here, you can see I've added links to, say, Amazon, Bose headphones, so into music. So I was thinking, oh, let's get in a speaker or headphones. We've got some trainers. He's big on Adidas or Adidas. So I was thinking, which one can I get? So we can all put them into this collection, even collaborate together, and then we can all pick my dad's presents for his birthday at the end of the month. So yeah, again, you can do that exactly for your own family or for any occasion. Yeah, how do them presents look, Misbah?
I love it. I mean, when I always have problems finding gifts for people, and I always end up adding stuff to a basket online and then never going to the basket again, or going to the basket and then looking at the total and thinking, I'm not going to spend that much. Do I really like this person this much? So sharing it on, adding this stuff to Wakelet, it's really good because it's almost like a basket that is for all shops, for all online shopping.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just having a basket on Amazon or a basket on eBay. It's like you can take any item from any online shop and put it all in one place. So it makes it really effective when you're looking at coming up with a cool gift idea for somebody, like your dad. I'm still wondering what to get him though. I'm not quite sure. I don't know enough about him yet.
No, the collection helps a bit, of course. But it also stops you from panic buying as well. Like I'm a
Yes.
big panic buyer. But this allows me to kind of save it and go over it, mull over with my friends and family to make sure it's a good present, because there's nothing worse than receiving a bad present. Or so my dad says.
You buy it on it gets bought for you on Amazon and then you sell it on eBay. It's just a cycle.
Cycle of life, perfect. So yeah, that's just kind of how I'm using it at the minute. Hopefully that's give you a few ideas of how you can kind of curate your own like shopping list. But then moving on, I really like this example, and I always showed you this profile off if you've been in any of our previous webinars. But the kind of example of it all is using Wakelet as a portfolio. So using the public profile you get with your Wakelet profile, with your Wakelet account, sorry, to showcase your skills, your hobbies, and whatever you're interested in for others to view. In this case, this is a student, Julie, but she's using the Wakelet profile to kind of show off her skills for employers in the future. So it's documenting her personal growth there with everything she's doing. And you can do the same as an educator, as a person in business. Literally anyone can kind of create their skills. So for example, with Julie in this instance, her videography skills, her graphic designs are all in one place for employees to see. Also a part of the Student Ambassador Program, of course, where she can kind of add all these different assignments into her profile. But then further down, this is the interesting bit, especially, is Julie has her own business. So she's a young entrepreneur. She has her own baking business for her community. So inside
This
of
is
here,
where we start getting hungry. This is where everybody who's not had lunch, dinner yet starts to just really, really crave some food.
Exactly, it's tea time for us as well over in the UK, so so I'm definitely hungry after looking at these. But yeah, in this Madame Pastry kind of section, if I was going to cakes real quick, inside of she's just documented all the cakes she made for kind of future people to look at. And again, this could be anything. This could be a student kind of recording their basketball games and documenting it in here. It could be, in this case, an entrepreneur kind of showcasing their business. Or if not, just showcasing your skills or your hobbies in general. But yeah, you can see this collection is absolutely amazing, but I won't stand it too long just because I think Misbah's pretty hungry.
And I think on that point as well, James, I think we've got quite a lot of small businesses and like budding entrepreneurs who are using paneer is an Indian food, budding entrepreneurs who are using Wakelet almost as like a microsite. So, rather than creating an entire website for their business, they can just very quickly achieve the same results on Wakelet in terms of promoting their product and showcasing it in a really visual way. So I love that. Also makes me very hungry.
Yeah, no, absolutely amazing. And like Misbah said, if you're a small business or looking to promote anything really, you can do so on your profile. And that kind of leads me to this example here as well. This is an athlete, Beth Tweddle, an Olympic gold medalist actually from the UK. A lot of you may recognize her, but her and many athletes on Wakelet are using it exactly as Julie is, as a portfolio to showcase their skills. So as an athlete, as a person in general, as a student, as an educator, you can do this for yourself. So with Beth and many other athletes, they are showcasing their skills they developed over the period they were an athlete, kind of showcasing, in Beth's case, her gymnastics career when she competed at the London Olympics, as well as her own business, her press, charity work, and interviews. So this is actually incredible just to have it all in one place. As Misbah said, like a microsite, it's really easy to update. And imagine this as well for maybe young athletes, young athletes in school, in college. Start creating your portfolio early. I know, I don't know for yourself, Jamil and Misbah, but my parents made a scrapbook when I was a kid competing in just football. So they just save stuff from newspaper clippings. But now in this digital era, you can snap pictures on your camera, write your own notes, and even add stuff from online as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
And yeah, it's kind of keeping on sports. I thought I'd share this really amazing example. I go to this a lot. It's obviously a fan page on David Beckham. If you don't know David Beckham, he's probably the biggest English soccer football star out there.
One of our best exports. I think most people know David Beckham. He's one of the ones that made it through, isn't he?
I think so, yeah. He's like the poster boy for England.
Yeah.
So inside of this, a fan has actually created a full page dedicated to David Beckham and his career and him as a person. And obviously there's tons of these on Wakelet, and you can make one yourself for your favorite celebrity, artist, musician, completely up to you, or whatever you find. But with David Beckham, the reason I go to this is everything is documented about David Beckham's career in one place. And where else could I find all of this? Inside of each collection, let's go into this one here, every single goal he ever scored for Manchester United. This is almost impossible to find, or would take countless hours to find on the internet, on YouTube. So inside of here, all of his goals are in here. So as a kind of fan of football and a fan of David Beckham, everything I want to see is in one place, and I can't find this any other way. And kind of scrolling down for David Beckham as well, and any fan page, it's not just him as an athlete that people are interested in, it's him as a person, him as his charity work, his clothing line,
human side, yeah.
What's the funny stuff he's done, his awards, exactly, yeah. So the reason I love this page so much as well, it just documents everything about him as a person, and you can see many examples of these on Wakelet, which is absolutely incredible to see. So yeah, I'll be dropping these in the chat box, Misbah, for people to kind of check out as well.
I've not been, but I'm going to.
Oh, awesome.
It's going so quickly, so I'll probably share them all at the end.
Yeah, that sounds perfect then. So kind of last one to finish on for me. The reason I want to share this is because I know a lot of people, while we're currently at home a lot, are looking at kind of new recipes to make, whether that's baking, whether that's some food for dinner. So inside of here, I've just found a collection on Wakelet, all around recipes that you can curate for dinner time. And this is amazing because we all do it. We all go on to the web to find kind of new recipes for ourselves to then share with our friends. So inside of Wakelet, you can do exactly that. We're just creating everything we find online, infographics, YouTube videos, articles, blogs, saving it all in one place. And then we can either keep that for ourselves or then share with your family and friends, share those amazing recipes that you've tried out. So inside of this collection, there's links to chilies, casseroles, all sorts of other recipes that you can take. So I'll probably share this around with you, Misbah. I think you'd like some stuff in here. Zucchini lasagna looks really nice
sure.
for me. But yeah, I know
love
like
the
my sister and my
food.
mother are making. Oh yeah, who doesn't? I mean, like I say, my sister and mother are making a lot of recipes at the minute, a lot of baking. So they're constantly using Wakelet to save their stuff, which is absolutely amazing. So yeah, there's just a few examples I want to share. Hopefully that's got a good comments in the chat box. Hopefully it sparks some ideas as well.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think some of the comments we're getting have been amazing. First of all, you made everybody hungry, so thank you for that. But yeah, I think that so far what we've seen is that just from the concept of taking a link from the web and saving it, there's so many different things that you can do to achieve so many different purposes. And a lot of the stuff we've shown here is just a lot of fun. Before I jump in and show my favorite ways to use Wakelet, I'm going to take just a few questions. So let's have a look and see what we've got. So we've got some people asking how are titles inserted into Wakelets, right? So if you've got a Wakelet collection and you see like the content is being broken up, it's really simple. It's just a text box. So you can just get creative and add a text box to add those sections into your collection. And then a lot of people saw Brandy's profile and a lot of the other profiles and saw that the profile looks different. That's what you're saying, right? The reason why it looks different is because they have sections in their profiles. So once you've made a lot of collections public, or even just a few, you can then organize those collections in a way that you want, in a way that makes sense. So the way to do that is just go to your profile on Wakelet, click edit, and then you'll see on the left-hand corner an area where you can add sections. Just add sections, create a section that you want, and then go to your collections and then just move them about as easy as you can. You can delete sections, move them around, do what you like there. So that's probably why it looks different. People asking, is Wakelet free? Yes, Wakelet is completely free to use. And Robert's asking, can Wakelet be used for video storage? Would there be a limit for such use? So currently at the moment, Robert, the way to get videos onto Wakelet is either upload them to YouTube first and then copy and paste the link, but you can also record videos on Wakelet using our Flipgrid integration. If you're following us and you can see which webinars we have coming up, when we go through the educational side of Wakelet, we show you how you can do that. Someone else is asking.
It's something that we might consider going forward. So we've had a lot of requests and we'll see how we can deal with these requests as we go along.
Someone else has asked an amazing question as well, Jam, that we do get asked quite a lot. As soon as we say that Wakelet is free, how can you offer Wakelet for free? Jam, do you want to take that one?
Oh, do you already discuss this on this call now?
It's a good question, I think. Given the origin story, I think it's cool.
Yeah, so basically, look, the best way for us to provide value to people is to provide a platform that a lot of people can use. And over a period of time, basically, we might decide to bring in a few premium features, but keep everything that you've got today on Wakelet for free and forever and no limits on it. Just bring in some additional features that might be useful for certain people, like video storage, which costs us money to kind of do. So we might be able to bring out a certain capacity for free. And if someone wants a bit more video storage, we can put that into a tier. And also the same with some analytics. A lot of people are asking for analytics. So we can look at doing these kinds of things in a tiered structure. But what we want to do is not limit the amount of collections you can use, not limit the functionality you can use, and want to keep all that free. So we'll consider that in the future. It's not something we're looking at the moment. So at the moment, I'm just carrying on the weight of everyone else.
Thank you so much for that, Jamil. It's really nice to have that clarification, I think. Jennifer asks, can you have more than one account? 100%. You can have as many accounts on Wakelet as you like, and we also have a switch account setting as well. So like for me, I'm looking after a few of our Wakelet accounts, our official Wakelet accounts, and I've got my personal account, and then maybe some other accounts as well. I can just add accounts to my session, and then I can just switch between them as I like.
Just to add to Jennifer, I think stay tuned in that space. Something interesting's coming there. We'll be updating you soon.
Oh, Jam, that's how to get the people going. That's all you got to say. That's all you got to say. Something's coming soon. Something big is coming soon. We're always going to say something big is coming soon because something big is always coming soon. It's always around the corner. Cindy asks, I missed how to get a t-shirt. The humans are coming. Jam is modeling our amazing Humans Are Coming t-shirt. We have a few giveaways. We like to give t-shirts out to our community as well. But yeah, you can look for opportunities on our Twitter to find those t-shirts. Okay, so I'm going to jump in now and I'm going to go and share my screen, and I'm going to share with you some of the ways that I think Wakelet is awesome to use outside the classroom. Can everyone see my screen? Can you see that, Jam?
Yes.
Fantastic. Okay, so for me personally, I'm a big music fan, just like James. I'm not really like everybody. I don't know anybody who doesn't like music. And what I find is I'm quite limited because I can go on Spotify and I can go on Apple Music and I can go on SoundCloud and I can go on YouTube, but they all have different music. I might want to listen to a live performance of a band and then also immediately afterwards listen to like a nice clean single from a band, right? So the way that I do that is create these playlists with Wakelet. So I can add any type of music that I want from loads of different sources. So you can see in my Wakelet collection here, I've got a YouTube video, I've got a SoundCloud link, and I've got a Vimeo link, right? And I can then play all those and enjoy lots of different music from different places. So you've got a live performance, then you've got a single, so on and so forth. So for playlists, Wakelet is amazing. And I will be getting into that a little bit afterwards as well, towards the end. The next one, as James showed you, fan sites are big on Wakelet. Everybody has a passion, right? Everybody has something that they really love, that they could really spend 100 hours on if they were given the time. Well, a lot of people have been doing that on Wakelet with the things that they love. In this particular case, a musician like Prince. So obviously Prince is a very mysterious musician, you know, not much known about him. He passed away recently, and upon passing away, we found this amazing collection come up on Wakelet, where this person has gone to the trouble of collecting every Prince music video ever, every interview, and his live performances. And think about how far this can go. If I click on every major Prince interview, I can scroll down and find all these amazing articles all the way back from 2012, 2009 of every interview that he's given. Now, for a Prince fan, knowing how, what's the word, mysterious he is and how few interviews he gives, this is an absolute goldmine of content. And we find so many collections and profiles put together like this. Look at this, it goes all the way down to 1996. You can click on this and read an interview. So someone's really gone on a deep dive there. So we see lots of these amazing passion projects on Wakelet. And I would encourage you, if you have a passion, if you have something that you really love that you want to share with the world, create a Wakelet page about it, have some fun, go on that grind, go on that deep search and find things that other people will find really, really fascinating. Nextly, like everybody else, I also am stuck at home, so I like to do workouts at home. This is a collection that did really, really, really well. Someone in our community put it together. It got thousands of views, and this is the 14 best stay-at-home workouts, right? So the way that she uses this is every single day. Exactly. Every single day, well, not every single day, depends on how much she wants to work out. She'll go on this, and this is her workout routine. She can choose the workout that she wants for that day, click on it, and that's it. The great part is as well that her friends ask, you know, you're in great shape. Can we, what workouts do you do? Rather than sending them on a wild goose chase across the internet, she just sends them this collection and says, here you go. So it's really good for workouts, just like Jem showed at the beginning. This one's also fun. I know a lot of these are music related, but I do love my music. So for an emerging musician, let's say you're a musician, or let's say you have a student who you know is really musically talented, right? The cool thing to do is to have them create a page for themselves on Wakelet. So these are just a few examples of emerging musicians that we have on Wakelet. Now, if you think about it, an emerging musician, their name isn't known very well. Their content is all over the place, right? So they'll have really good tweets, they'll have an article written about them somewhere, and they'll have their music across all the different sites. What this does is it allows them to pull all of that together in one place. So if we take a look at one musician, for example, this is a local musician in Manchester, rather than create a website, he's just been able to put all of the cool stuff that he's done in his music in one place. He updates this regularly. He's got all of his extended plays, all of his mixtapes. The really cool part is he's just starting out. So when I click on the press collection, this means a lot to him because these are interviews that he has given live in his local community. And imagine how powerful this would be if Joyzy makes it big, which I'm sure he will because he's an amazing musician, to look back on. It's almost like a record of where they've come from. So he was featured on Facebook with on a Facebook post with one of his songs way back when. And I'm not sure if any of you know about Unilad or Lad Bible, but they put out this video, big key moment in the career of a fledgling new musician. He's been able to capture it all here in one place, which is really, really amazing. So if you have any emerging musicians in your school, young musicians who you think, do you know what, they've got quite a bit of talent, then encourage them to create like a Wakelet page. They've got all their YouTube videos, recitals and that type of thing to it. Okay, this one is really good. I love this. Now, I know that Jamil, one of the inspirations that you had behind Wakelet came from travel, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
You went to New Zealand. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your trip to New Zealand, John, very quickly, and then I can jump into this.
Yeah, so I mean, my trip was quite simple. I went to New Zealand for a year and I traveled around the country straight after university. I worked in a lot of different places. I took a lot of photographs. I collected a lot of memories in terms of places I stayed at, things I ate. When I came back, my friends were asking me, where did you go? What did you do? Where did you stay? And again, I had all these pieces of content, so photographs. I had URLs from the internet. I had videos from the internet. And I wanted to put them all together so I can share it with them. I didn't really know how to do it. And then, to be honest, I put it in a Word document and I fired it all over to them. And I had Wakelet, I would have done it in this way by now.
Yeah, I think like what Jam says, it's not sharing your travel plans and all the best moments from your travel is it's not the best thing to share them in a Word document because it's just a link, right? But with this, you now have an amazing way to create a travel blog, but also to plan your travels. So what a lot of people have been using Wakelet for is if they're going on a trip, like I know that when we went to ISTE, when we went to California, when we went to Texas, we plan everything on Wakelet because it's super easy to do. This is Marcus, and this is a plan and a document of his trip to Paris. So Marcus went on a solo trip to Paris. He was soul searching, as Marcus loves to do. He's got his reservation here with his booking numbers just to make sure that he doesn't, because you know what it's like, you get to the airport, you get to the hotel, you're like, where is everything? You're pulling up your phone, you're going on your email to check your tickets, then you're going on WhatsApp to check something that somebody else has sent you. This is a really cool way to bring it all together. He's got the best things to do in Paris on your own. He's got apartments on Airbnb. And then here, he's been able to document some of the stuff that happened during the trip. So he's added some text here, which is really nice, contextualize the content. And here he's just got his Instagram posts, things that that happened during the trip. And he was actually there on a pretty big day in Paris. Notre Dame, unfortunately, the Notre Dame fire happened whilst he was there, and he was able to actually document that as it happened. He's also documented some stuff here about protests that were going on whilst he was there, and then he's got his trip highlights, so some cool places that he stayed, and again, as you can see, you're just taking lots of different bits of mixed media and threading them together in a really meaningful way that makes sense. And if you don't want to go as complex as this, if you just want like a quick scrapbook, digital scrapbook of things that you've done, just do something like this. This is Lake, and this is his trip to Colorado. He's just taken images, added some text, and boom, there you go. This is his trip documented, so when he comes back to it, he can see all the awesome things that he's been up to, share it with his friends, and so much more. So think about how big or small you can take this. You can keep it for yourself to just document it for your own. I know that Jam, you do a lot of that. A lot of the stuff that you have isn't actually public, it's private. You want to just keep it for yourself and close members of the team, just to kind of share how far we've come and the stuff that you've done.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just waiting for a few more bits of functionality which we're working on, and then I'm going to make stuff a bit more structured and a bit more public.
Yeah. Just a few more then before we go back to Jam and take some questions. I absolutely love this. Now, Marcus is going to absolutely hate this, but I think this is an amazing way of showing how you can tell. It is recorded. Just he's gonna have to edit this webinar afterwards as well, so he's gonna get really annoyed. But we love Marcus, right? We love him, don't we, Jam? He's amazing.
Yeah.
And Marcus, he's not, let's put it this way, he's not had luck with his vehicles. And I love this collection because it really shows how powerful Wakelet can be for storytelling, right? So this is the life and death of Marcus's car, right? So this is an amazing collection, and I will be sharing it all with you because it's really worth the read. So he talks about the humble beginnings, where he found the car, you know, his reasons for getting it. He's got some really cool pictures. A trip that he made to Llandudno in Wales. I know we've got somebody from Wales in the chat here. And then as it goes along, you realize this is actually turning into quite the saga, right? So he drives up to an area in Llandudno to take some photos, and then something happens. He ends up driving off and his car gets wrecked, right? So he has to call the RCA, and they have to REC, is it? And they have to come and tow him away. Yeah, he's actually got a dash cam video of the actual crash that he had. Don't worry, he's completely fine. Nothing was hurt except his ego. But he actually had a dash cam video. And again, when you I know as I'm just scrolling through it now, it might not look that interesting, but when you read the context that he's got into, the details got into, he's got a Google map of where he crashed. Oh, bless him. But yeah, for storytelling, I think it's just such a really powerful way of making stories fun. And rather than just adding text, it's like, okay, this is the story. I'm basically living it. It's here. So I love this. Okay, the last few I'm going to really skim over because I have already gone over them. Playlists. This is again another collaborative playlist put together by students. So with Wakelet collaboration, which we're not going to cover it in this webinar, but we will cover it in the Wakelet for Pro webinar coming up on Wednesday. We're going to go through collaboration, but this is a collaborative playlist, right? So this is a quarantine playlist put together by 3 students, 3 friends, and this is Alison's choices. This is Walker's choices, And this is Sarah's quarantine choices, right? Music to make them feel happy. And I think this is an amazing way to engage your students without it being too academic. We know students' attention spans aren't massive. So this is a cool way to say, you know what, do something that you love, collaborate with each other and create a really, really nice playlist. On that note as well, we've got an amazing graduation playlist. So Mary Brewer, she was in charge of looking after graduation in her high school, and she got all of her classmates to contribute to this playlist. So everybody in graduation or the school ball, they get to have a choice in what the DJ plays. Well, this is it. The DJ doesn't really have a job to do now. He can just open up this Wakelet, click play, click autoplay, and done. So yeah, for playlists, it is absolutely amazing. I'm going to stop sharing and let's see what questions we have that we can answer before we jump into Jam to show the Wakelet at home, which I think is amazing.
Yeah, I've got a few more, Misbah, just to show.
Okay, why don't you show those first and then we'll do questions at the end then.
Okay, cool. Okay, I'll just take over. Thanks for that. Very nice and informative. On the topic of Marcus, here's a collection he shared with me, and I love this collection. So Marcus has basically got a tree cut in from his sister. So this was his sister's plant, and she basically gave him a little tree cut in. So he kind of created a story on how he's kind of nurtured it and grew it.
Oh, I love this so much. I feel like I'm going to cry, Jam.
We love Marcus. He's just documenting everything in every single way, whether it's car crashes, plants, the work he's been doing. But it's actually a really beautiful way. When I see all these different use cases, it kind of make Wakelet so much more exciting. There's his nana in the background, smiling, probably thinking, what is he doing? Anyway, okay, so this is on a bit more of a serious topic. I just want to show a few more use cases. So this is just like a crisis situation, but more from a political point of view. And I think it's hard sometimes when you go on the internet and you're trying to learn about a certain topic and there's so much content and you don't know if the content's real or not real, or you don't even know where to start on the story. And then someone's documented this whole story, which is quite powerful because once you set this content up once, it's reusable again and again and again, which is quite powerful. And it systematically gives people that kind of like place to go and systematically go through the content, learn, digest, come back and answer questions. So I love these kinds of use cases because there are serious things in the world as well. And at the end of the day, this helps people be informed. Now, one more use case I want to show. I mean, this is a really nice use case. This is a conference. And this conference here is basically wanting to kind of show people what happened last year. So every single year, the conference has curated like Wakelet accounts for each year. And it's quite neat because what they've done is we all go to ISTE, we all go to TCEA and different conferences. And the issue is all that content's lost very quickly. So what they've done here is they've organized the conference dinner, stuff about the sponsors, all the photographs and the highlights from the conference, who was speaking, the press articles, and even the sessions, which is quite cool really when you look at it. It's like if I miss this session, I can just go and watch the session again. And if I want to speak to Jeff, I can try to connect with him on LinkedIn. I can take his slides and I can see if there's any more cool social media content. Again, we didn't create these ideas. People have just been so creative with the platform and figured these things out, which is quite neat for us. Now, on a bit more of a light note, so for the past basically probably around 10 days, we've really started to miss each other a lot in the team. We're quite a close team. We hug each other a lot. We love hanging out with each other. I mean, we spend 15 hours a day with each other nearly. So we've started asking the team every day, can you start submitting small little bits of content, whether it's a video or a picture or a bit of text, just to show each other what we've been doing every single day. So if I click on any of these collections, we can scroll down. I mean, there's me saying that I've got an athletic heart rate, basically.
I don't know how.
Yeah, so stuff like this we've been finding. So been sharing different things. There's James. There you go, James, setting up some of your weights now.
James is showing off, yeah.
Yeah, and then
new toy.
Cats, people going on walks. It's quite nice to see what other team members are doing when we're not seeing each other properly every day. They've been sharing recipes, sharing stories, sharing music. Misbah's been sharing his design work and all sorts of stuff. And it's a bit weird sometimes in here, but it's quite fun.
It does get weird, but I think it shows the different characters on the team, and it's a new way of interfacing with them, I think, because I think seeing people in person and talking to them is always different from seeing what they're going to put online. And so whenever I share this collection with team members, I'm always like, I wonder what's going to happen. I wonder who's going to put the weird one today. But I think it's an amazing. Yeah. This is just some sketches that I've been doing. I've been doing like an Arabian Nights series of sketches. I think I released. Look at me, released as though I'm an artist. I think I put some on Twitter. I think I put some on Twitter the other day. But yeah, it's all of us are sharing each other's passions, and it's a really nice way to get to see what people are doing during this lockdown. Because, like Jam said, we're a really close team. We're like family, and just being able to see a little image of where that person went on a walk that day, or they made homemade burgers, or they're sharing like a video or a documentary to watch whilst they're on lockdown. I think it's a really powerful concept for sure.
Okay, and just the last one from my side. I think this is pretty cool. So someone's organized cartoons for his kids, and I found this hilarious. So I think one way of getting the kids out of the way when they want a bit of a break is to create a cartoon page. And the cartoon page is basically organized all the cartoons back from his time, so his kids can kind of sit down and watch all the different cartoon channels. I thought that was quite cool. So there's probably a few cartoons on here that we all probably used to watch at some stage.
Yeah, I love that stuff.
Thanks.
Yeah, who remembers the theme tune to Gummy Bears in the 90s or 80s? I think it was. That's stuck in my head. It makes me so nostalgic. It's down there, isn't it? Yeah. Da, 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 da. I loved it. Okay, so I think that we're reaching the end now. So we'll go just through a few questions. And some of them will be general, I guess. Some of them will be more about Wakelet. Some of them will be just, I guess, a bit more general. Let's take a look and see what questions have come in. I mean, there's been the comments section has just been crazy. I've been watching it, so it's very difficult, but I'm going to scroll up and see if I can find some. Okay, Judith says, if you make your Wakelet collections public, can they be edited by anyone else? No, not at all, Judith. You can on purpose make them editable by creating a collaboration code and just sending it to them. But no, if you make your collection public, it's still yours. It just means that anybody can view it, and it will appear on your Wakelet profile. Kimberly asks, will we receive a recording of this webinar afterwards? 100%. All of our community webinars we record, and we will be sharing it out probably later on in the week, I think. And let me scroll up and see a few more comments. Oh yes, everyone's saying the lyrics to Gummy Bears now, which is good, and Thundercats as well. Okay, a question from Sally. Can you explain how to add photos onto Wakelet from an iPhone and from a laptop, please? So we've got an iPhone app, Sally, and it's very easy to add photos from your camera roll, just as you would if you're uploading it to Twitter or something like that, into a Wakelet collection. And then on a laptop, it's the same, really. You just click on the plus button, click photo or image, I think it is, and then you'll be able to either choose from a stock photos, or you'll be able to choose from your own computer. So really easy to add images.
Just to add on top of that, you can multi-select images. So even if you're on your desktop, you can basically highlight an image and select 8 or 10 of them at once, or even more, and just upload them all at once. And we will be making this more useful. The fact that I've got probably around 600 images organized, I found a few little things which we're going to iron out. So we'll keep doing this, and we'll keep making it easier for everyone.
Yeah, I think like what Jam said, when we first started this journey, as we always say, we never have any idea that somebody like Gummy Bears was going to be on Wakelet, right? The whole series. I mean, all these ideas that we're showing you today, no way that we could have come up with them ourselves. So it's important for you. Please share your ideas with us, share your collections with us. We always try and retweet and look at them, because we love looking at them as a team as well. Let's take a look. Somebody else, Noral says, Wakelet is like my diary. I love all the ideas in this webinar. Thank you so much. Very few of those ideas are ours. They all come from you guys. And I think, James, you did a really good job of answering the questions on here. So I think, oh, we've also got, yeah, Wakelet for conferences. Yeah, showing Wakelet for conferences, Jam, I think is really good, because a lot of educators, they go to these conferences, and it's not only the conference itself that can create a Wakelet about the conference, it's also the person attending the conference, right? I know that when I've been to conferences before, you go to loads of different sessions, you see some amazing presentations that you take pictures of, business cards are exchanged, that type of thing. Well, just create a Wakelet for your session, for your time at a conference, and save all of that. And it's really easy because it's nifty and it's just on the go. So yeah, I love that. I think that sparked a lot of ideas for everybody in the chat, John. Let's take a look.
I've had a few issues at conferences, and that is so useful. I wish I had it then.
I know, same. And also just taking pictures of business cards as well, so that you don't lose them, because I'm always losing business cards. Okay, let's take a look at that, if there are any more questions. Linda says, can't imagine life without Wakelet. That's more of a statement than a question, really, Linda, but we couldn't imagine life without you, so thank you. And I think that's it. I think that we're good to go. And James, do you have anything else to add before we leave, or?
Do you know what? No, I was going to ask a question of what's everyone's favorite example we've shown.
Really good
I'd love
question.
to kind of understand what everyone thought.
Yeah, really good question. Yeah, like what James says, please let us know in the chat which you found as the most useful question. And then once that dies down, I'll share the link to the webinar certificate. So yeah, share all the ways that you found all the collections, well, all the examples that you found the best and your most favorite and that you're excited to do. Please let us know. And Jam, please finish us off. I'd love to hear just a little bit from your side about the educator community in general, the platform in general, and how amazing they are, I guess.
No, thank you so much for sharing the ideas, James and Misbah. And again, thank you all of you for joining the webinar and all the things that you do to help us kind of keep improving Wakelet. I mean, you'll see the guys, we're based in the UK, but it feels like we're based all over the world, because the guys definitely love you guys so much, and we stay up all night. We respond as fast as we can, even at the weekends if we can. We try to do everything because we're really trying to build the best tool that we can build for you all. And your feedback means a lot to us. We do listen to it all. We try to prioritize stuff as best as we can so we can keep making improvements. So if there's anything else that we can do to make Wakelet a better platform for you guys, please just reach out to us. We'll all be able to kind of get back to you. You'll see a response quite quickly. Feel free to reach out to me. Feel free to reach out to Misbah. You can follow us on Twitter. I mean, we've had a lot of calls, even on a one-to-one basis, if that's what needs to happen. That's cool. But thanks so much for everything. I mean, you inspire us a lot, and we'll keep doing all we can do to make Wakelet more amazing for you all.
Thank you all so much. I really, really appreciate it. What we'll do is we'll leave the chat on for the next like five minutes or so that everybody can catch up. We'll also be sharing a link to get your certificate as well. And I'm going to go through and try and answer some of the questions that we might have missed on this hour. But yeah, we'll also share our Twitters as well. Guys, should we share our Twitters in the chat so that everyone can see them? So if you have any questions that you want to ask, just at us. Yeah, I think that's it. We'll leave the chat on. We'll be sharing the certificate shortly, along with answering a few more questions. Thank you all so much. I guess what we can do, Jan and James, you can just cancel off, and I'll mute my my mic and stuff to keep the chat going.
Finish off. If there's anyone that we've not answered a question to, just please reach out. We'll get back to you on that.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we've got lots of questions here. Thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate it. Have an amazing day. Thank you.
Yes, take care.
Thank everyone. Stay safe.
Bye-bye.